Word to the wise, if you're about to enjoy a delicious meal of strawberries and homemade mini waffles, I say homemade because no, these are not toaster waffles, we just have a little waffle iron, prepared for you by your beautiful, intelligent, and infinitely kind wife, you should not brush your teeth 3 seconds before indulging. It makes it taste worse. Hi folks, welcome to the stream. It's me, April, you know the fuck I am. We're through Victory Road. We are past Victory Road. Man, I remember back when my goal was to just get past Norman. That was a lifetime ago. A century. And I don't know how to feel about it. Good. The answer is good. I feel good about it. What the fuck are you talking about? You don't know how to feel about it, April. You fucking fence sitter. But yeah, I've mentioned it a dozen times. We have a few more things we need to clean up before we can actually go and take on the Elite Four and the Champion and put an end to this chapter of my life. And thankfully it means we get to take a break for a few minutes and do 1, maybe 2 more final calc streams. I'm really hoping I can get these squared away in time to run E4 on Saturday. I would also be fine running it on Sunday, but I've already been telling people that it's probably going to be Saturday. And like, I don't know, Saturday just feels like a good day to do it. So, I guess with all that being said, let's pivot on over to the calculator. I do still need to eat my breakfast, though, so I'm going to do that. So talk at me, chat. Hi, Izzy, good morning. Is anyone else here who's willing to make noises at me while I nosh a waffle? I don't want them to get cold. Cascadia, hey, welcome to the stream. Hello, Freo. Freo, welcome to stream. Your loud noises are greatly appreciated. Dog on lap, he is very needy. And then what are you doing paying attention to me? Dog need lore if dog need attention. Just got back from eating pancakes. I see you and I are birds of a feather, Cascadia. I'm working so hard and so fast, chat. So, I tried really hard to figure out how to do this fight with our team at level 95. Because I wanted to put off doing Victory Road a little longer. And I simply could not. But I got really close. So I think now that we're at the level 99 level cap, shouldn't be too hard. Earlier this morning, I walked upstairs and saw that one of my bunnies made a mess because she got into a graham cracker box. Did you give her the graham crackers? She deserves them. Do you know how hard it is to be a bunny? She helped herself. Yeah, and I'm saying, once it was all said and done, did you let her have the rest? She wouldn't have needed to make a mess if you had just given her the graham crackers. No, because they're bad for her. Pish posh. Get the fuck out of here with that. Ooh, it's windy outside. fellow bunny parent spotted. I'm glad that I'm finally beginning to, like, accumulate a decent coalition of tea bunny girls. Like, everything started with the cat girl revolution, and then gradually, we had, like, the puppy girl rebellions, and I do believe we are finally approaching the age of the bunny girl. Oh. A delicious waffle has been scarfed. Yeah, hold on. She can't have graham crackers because they're bad for her, to which Cascadia says, so are pancakes with maple syrup, but I ate them anyways. Or those 3 waffles I had that were slathered with butter. I eat a strawberry. Okay. Freya, no matter how much I do or do not agree with that statement, we are not about drawing divisions in our coalitions right now. Okay? Regardless of my opinions on bunny girl supremacy, we are not about to start drawing lines in... We are not about to start divvying up the tea animal girl kingdoms. We need solidarity right now. It's Pride Month. Bunny girls plus cat girls. Exactly. Exactly. And do not forget our beloved whoopee dogs. Anyways, so let's confirm where we need to actually go, right? Minimize that. So, for the routes, I want to say it's Route 115. Oh, I'm so good. So, behold the TM for body press. It is after Jack, disguised. There are 2 trainers in Meteor Falls, and then there is Kira, Helene, and Jack. I did some looking at Kira. I think we have some funny shit for her fight. She leads with a really annoying red card Togedemaru, but we can kind of cheese our way through it. And in theory, if we want to, there are 3 more trainers we could fight. Alex, Koichi, and Timothy. And if we beat all of them, we get the Focus Sash and 3 stat-up berries. But that's a bit ambitious. Yeah. Get the fuck out of here. I don't want a subscription to Drive. A Bunui eating a graham cracker is significantly worse for them than a human eating a bowl of ice cream. Fair. Okay, anyways. So yeah, I believe we only need to beat Jack. We might have to beat Alex, but it looks like we can just walk behind these trees to get that, so... and then we have, of course, Meteor Falls. So Meteor Falls is a little confusing. So we took care of everything on the main floor of Meteor Falls. We got the Pixie Plate, we got Agronite, we got the Steel Gem. We did everything regarding teams Aqua and Magma. So now we essentially want to take the waterfall up, go into entrance 59. This is room 59. We have to beat old couple John and Jay, and we have to beat Dragon Tamer Nicholas, who has a Megaladius. So, oh yeah. Then we have access to 2 ladders to go down into 60. One of them spits us out here into 61, where we can go and get the Dragon Gem in what is normally the Bagon room. 58. Hold on. Oh yeah, and then also down here at 58, spits us out here to get the Rocky Helmet, which we do need. Like, I don't know if we necessarily need it, but there's no reason not to get it, so... and then on this side, if we go down here, it spits us out at this ladder that takes us back up to 58, which pops us out here into 31, which kicks us back out into Route 115. So, let's get our things set up. We have John and Jay. We have Dragon Tamer Nicholas. He opens with a Gyarados. But again, thankfully, we have a team of level 99s instead of a team of level 95s. So, hopefully we can leverage that level advantage. Then after here, Triathlete Kira. Opens Toge. After that, we have Battle Girl Helen. She opens with an Executor with Harvest and Custat Berry. That's funny. And Endure. I suppose in theory all we need to do is drop it down to Endure with a Pokemon that also has a priority move, right? Like, I assume it doesn't click Endure if it sees a KO with Psychic or Energy Ball, right? Okay. Opens X-Egg. And then lastly, Ninja Boy Jack is rough, from what I hear. Oop. What am I doing? Ninja Boy Jack. Opens WYRD. And I'm going to make a small modification to my notes, which is I have this little "Are you ready, champ to be?" as our congratulations at the very end. Because that marks the end. At least it should. I'm also tired of listening to Meteor Falls, so I'm gonna throw on the Paper Mario 1000 Year Door Remake OST again, because banger. Paper Mario TTYD Remake OST. But I don't think I want to do it from... What was the video I put on last time? Okay, then we skip the first song. Yeah, this'll do. Alright, gamers. Let's do some calcs. So, first in line... Oh, God, yeah. It's a Ninja Boy Jack. Okay, so you have to get Ditto in first before you get in Wobbuffet, which is interesting. So, I was thinking of maybe, like, getting Roserade and deleting all of its moves, but, like, Toxic and Cut. Because this is the final battle, and we know we're not using Roserade for the Elite Four, we can theoretically drop all of her moves to make Ditto really easy to fight. Oh, sorry, love. I did not think to grab a coffee. My hands were kind of full. Babe, did you change the color of your name? Or, no, I think it's just because you're right next to Cascadia, your color looks different. That Cascadia green. Okay. So, this is our last true double of the game. Well, okay, no, it's not, because the Elite Four are true doubles. But this is the last true double that isn't a part of the Elite Four. So, we've got Prankster, Fairy Gem, Whimsicott with Moonblast, Tailwind, Grass Whistle, Encore, and No Guard, Focus Sash, Lycanroc, Midnight with Stone Edge, Rock Slide, Close Combat, and Endeavor. I'm actually going to ask Dexcord really quick if Endeavor's just a +6. Is in Endeavor just a +6 to be used, or is it like, or does it use Protect AI? And now hopefully someone will answer that question. I should also probably just like check the AI doc, shouldn't I? Banger. Don't need that. Probably don't need this. We still scroll down. So, interesting thing about No Guard is it does mean that moves never miss Lycanroc, if we wanted to try something funny, but I don't think we need to do that. Because my third thought was like, get Togedemaru out here. So the main thing is we need to make sure that Whimsicott sees a fast kill on something, otherwise it will set up Prankster Tailwind, and it'll just always get that up before we have a chance to do anything. Hello, silly math people. Hello, Pyo. Music's maybe a little loud.
It's a little lighter than I thought it was, so it's a little more like.
Thank you, sweetie pie. Chat, can we get some thank you, Mint Mod? She made me delicious breakfast and also brought me an oify. So yeah, let me see. No one has responded. Let's check the AI doc. And oh wait. That's not... I was thinking Endure. Wait. I'm dumb as hell. Mixing up Endeavor with Endure. LOL. Okay. Okay, yeah, never mind. Endeavor is a move that makes your HP match the opponent's HP. So yeah, not a thing we need to worry about. Now... Again, so the main thing is making sure that Whimsicott here sees a fast KO. Now, ideally what I would like is to have Togedemaru be able to, like, click Spiky Shield and guarantee bait close combat from Lycanroc, but its HP wouldn't be low enough to successfully bait Moonblast from Whimsicott. There is also a lead where we use Urshifu and, like, Choice Scarf Roserade to fast KO Whimsicott, who's trying to kill Urshifu, and then Urshifu Surging Strikes kills Lycanroc. Let's see what that does. Or similarly, we actually don't even need to equip a choice item. Barrascuda does just raw speed and one-hit KO Whimsicott. So, let's look at... we'll do the Expert Belt. Because, okay, let's assume... We've got these two here. Barrascuda, Poison Jab, one taps Whimsicott. Urshifu has low enough HP to always bait Moonblast, even at 99. Even at 99. Which, yeah, I guess we can start looking at these guys at level 99, but... Happy with the choice band will do. No held item for right now. And of course, Urshifu outspeeds Lycanroc, and Surging Strikes helps us circumvent Focus Sash. So that drops the first two. Now, I believe Barraskewda, because it outspeeds everything, it does. It just baits in the first thing that it can't kill that can kill it, which looks to be Lilligant. Which isn't great. But can an Urshifu at level 99 with, say, a Life Orb? Urshifu could kill that Lilligant with close combat. Now, Urshifu would bait in Heliolisk for Thunder, who I believe Barraskewda can KO with close combat. So that's funny. Jesus Christ, we have a lot of people in here for a calc stream. Hi, welcome. If you're not already following, drop a follow. And join the Discord. I've got a link at the top of chat. You're going to want to be here for when the big day happens. Okay. So, Barraskewda could totally kill Heliolisk. Urshifu could totally kill Lilligant. Which would then just bait in Clefable and Nidoqueen. So, I guess the question is, a Barraskewda at level 99 with -1 defense and -1 special defense does potentially bait Moonblast from Clefable. Definitely shows kills to both Sludge Wave and Earth Power. Sludge Wave is a spread move. Okay, I have to keep that in mind. I was hoping we could avoid having to deal with any spread moves. See, what kills me is that Urshifu could absolutely beat Nidoqueen in a fight. Okay, so 99, 330 HP, so we're down 66 HP from 2 hits of Life Orb. 330 minus 33 goes down to 264, and one of those swings was with close combat, so defense -1, Spadef -1. We show a kill to Earth Power, and only Earth Power on Urshifu with Nidoqueen. And potentially Moonblast from Clefable. Oh, wait a second. Because Unaware, it ignores our stat drops. I'm now realizing that. That's funny. Yeah, okay. It's actually almost, well, because if we pre-damage Barraskewda, what I'm thinking is, as long as we can bait Clefable into making an attack, the thing that makes this Nidoqueen annoying is that it has a Life Orb, you know? But in theory, we swap out Urshifu, and we have Barraskewda specifically do a kickflip off of Nidoqueen with Flip Turn to break its sash and also do a bunch of damage. And now I'm honestly thinking Corviknight. So you're baiting either Sludge Wave or Earth Power. Corviknight's immune to both of those. I think it's disincentivized for going for Sludge Wave because of Clefable, because it does hit Clefable too, I believe. It's essentially poison type Surf. Yep, including allies. So that'd be really funny, because if it KO'd Clefable, I would not complain. But yeah, we can swap in Corviknight, who is faster than Clefable. Doesn't do as much damage with Smart Strike as I was hoping. But it does still pivot in good. Now we essentially just need something that could, in theory, get the KO on Nidoqueen and come in on Earth Power. Oh, wait, no. Urshifu also baits Sludge Wave, but that doesn't really matter. Yeah, so similarly, we just kind of need something that's has levitate or is a flying type and is at least good into poison type attacks. Sludge Wave is special. Buttersheaf is also potentially baiting Moonblast. Wow, Moonblast does less into Latias than I thought it would. I mean, if we give it an Assault Vest. Because the one thing that's annoying is Clefable can still click Follow Me. But, like... yeah, because currently we're not using any choice items. 20% from Sludge Wave. So that's 59.7, 30.9. Okay, so we do live both of those. Assuming we were to get double tapped. And of course, we could then fast kill Nidoqueen with Psychic. We do have to note that in this situation, we can't click Protect or Recover. I was really hoping we might be able to tap Clefable with Corviknight, but... So I would definitely prefer Latias here. A, because I don't want to risk Latios so close to Elite Four, but also because she is more specially defensive. Also has a knockoff. It's never going for it, pretty much. Can't risk swapping Sneasler in on an Earth Power. That does less damage than... oh, it's because Sneasler's holding an Assault Vest. I'm like, hold on, these attacks are doing a lot less damage than I was expecting. So, like, I could theoretically swap in Corviknight and Latias. Okay, maybe I can just find a guy who can safely swap into Moonblast and potentially either Sludge Wave or Earth Power, and can also one-tap Clefable. Surely this is an easy enough task. No, unfortunately, Clefable's too bulky. I'm trying to think, like... we can't get Togi in because both guys potentially bait Earth Power. Because, like, if we could flinch Clefable, that'd be good. Like, flinch Clefable, Latias KO's Nidoqueen. We would also need to make sure that we're showing a KO, because I do believe Follow Me actually has a higher priority than Fake Out. Oh, okay, it's only +2. I'm thinking of Helping Hand. Okay. So, who on our team has the ability to make someone flinch? Honestly, Kecleon is so specially defensive, I do wonder. I mean, with Assault Vest. 52%. 40%. That is alive. But Latias would also need an Assault Vest to be able to safely swap in, wouldn't it? Because, yeah, we're using Surging Strikes in close combat, so we can't do the thing we were thinking of. So I'm thinking maybe we reassess. I think for as juicy of an opening as it is to get 4 KOs, all, like, chained off the first 2 guys, it leaves us in too unwieldy of a position. Okay. I do think the Barraskewda lead is really interesting, though. We could scale Fake Out onto Sneasler at this point. You can KO Whimsicott with Brave Bird. Like, we do have the option to just bring a guy who can click Protect good. Okay, so let's assume... Yeah, Marsh Stomp is also going to be baiting in Lilligant. Of course it would. Though, what's kind of nice is if we bait in Lilligant, it's still definitely going for Energy Ball into Barraskewda. And we can guarantee Stone Edge into not Barraskewda. It's going for Energy Ball into Marsh Stomp, and we can guarantee Close Combat into Marsh Stomp. So I think what we could do is 1-tap Whimsicott with Poison Jab. Lilligant comes in, sees Slow Kill on Skewda, sees Fast Kill on Stomp, or Stomp. And what we could do is we could swap Marsh Stomp and then kick flip off of Lycanroc to break its Focus Sash with Flip Turn. Yeah. And then we just need something that can swap in on an Energy Ball and a Close Combat, and that doesn't seem too hard. We have a plethora of Ghost types. Probably not Urshifu. Yeah, you die a little too easy, bud. Damn, Sneasler's actually kind of not bad at that. And then there's the question of who we're kick flipping into with Barraskewda, right? Because I think if we can get ourselves into a position where Whimsicott is dead and Lycanroc's Sash is broken, and we have, like, Sneasler and Urshifu on the field, I do think we win. Because the main problem that we can't just sweep this fight with Sneasler and Urshifu is because Whimsicott is too fast. But yeah, so let's say we hard swap to Sneasler, we flip turn into Urshifu. Where are you, Urshifu? There you are. So we break Lycanroc Sash. We don't even really need to break Lycanroc Sash if we bring Urshifu out. But at this point, it's now Lilligant, who Sneasler easily one-taps with Poison Jab. Lycanroc, of course, goes down to any move from Urshifu. And then at that point, Sneasler would bait in Nidoqueen, and Urshifu would bait in Heliolisk. And then the reason we couldn't do this at level 95 is because Sneasler is slower than Heliolisk, but at level 99, Sneasler is faster than Heliolisk. So Heliolisk hits the field, Sneasler easily one-taps it with, I think, even Brick Break. Yeah. Oops. We saved Sneasler at level 99. Yeah, Snee comes in, one-taps him with Brick Break, and then Urshifu, with Surging Strikes, can get past, Wait, Nidoqueen, you have a Life Orb? Why did I think this broad had a Focus Sash? I think just because Sneasler, like, isn't capable of killing her. I mean, this is fine. Okay, so then, yeah. Sneasler still definitely baits in Nidoqueen because it fast kills Clefable and it fast kills Heliolisk. And then, yeah, all we need is... I don't even think we need Expert Belt. I think we can do this with Muscle Band. We could do it with Muscle Band, but we're going to use Expert Belt anyways. But yeah, at that point, Clefable hits the field, and we double into it. We don't even need to double into it. We just kill it with Poison Jab. What are you going to do? Follow me? Because, yeah, it doesn't matter if Sneasler's Spadef gets dropped by Energy Ball, because the attack Lycanroc is going for is Close Combat. 46.2. 36.3. Yeah, that's like 70-something. No, 80-something. And, like, as long as you have 1 HP, you are good to fight. Well, thank you, Barraskewda. And Marshtomp. Because confirming, Marshtomp only needs to be at 90% to bait Moonblast to stop Whimsicott from clicking Tailwind. Can get Close Combat, but never Stone Edge and never Rock Slide. And then with Lilligant, yeah, it's never low enough to bait anything but Energy Ball. Okay, sick. Yeah. Barraskewda is free to do what it wants because they would rather go for fast kills over slow kills to get Urshi in. These calc streams should be under food and drink because she's cooking. In my defense, I have a 4-level advantage on these guys, right? Like, thank you, though. God, I love you, Paper Mario OST. Yeah, so I do think that is the line, though. So I guess for notes, Teach, Bear, P-Jab, Teach, Snee, P-Jab. That's kind of it. Pre-damage, Marsh 2. Let me see. Marshtomp is only witnessing 1 KO before it swaps out. Yeah. I'll say level up Marshtomp to 80. Well, here. Let's actually... I do want to bop open the emulator really quickly because we stepped in front of the gates to Victory Road, but we never actually walked in. Sorry, we stepped in front of the gates of the champion, but we never actually walked in. So I would like to actually get the fly location. And also, I just want to marvel at it. I kept going back and looking at that screenshot. It doesn't feel real. I'm Muncherberry. Honestly, the thing that I find to be the craziest is if I pull this off, and I beat the game, and I get into the Hall of Fame sheet, I'll only be like the 2nd trans woman to be in the Runabun Hall of Fame sheet. Not the 2nd trans woman to beat the game. Obviously, friend of the channel, Hannah Von Varley, isn't on the sheet, but did beat the game. I've seen it. She just didn't have her full run recorded, so she wasn't, like, counted. But, like, there's over 100 people on there, and to my knowledge, only one of them is maybe trans. Where it's like, I heard secondhand from someone that it's like, they weren't at the time, but they are now, and that counts, of course. But it's like, I can't prove that. You know, I'm not gonna say that it's not. And then, at that rate, I would be only, like, the 4th person with she, her pronouns to be on the Run and Bun sheet. At least I assume. I actually don't know Katie Bug's pronouns. Gotta start running this bun. Izzy, I hope I've inspired you. Crazy ass room. What can you sell to me? Selling max revives and run and bun. Go to hell. Chat, to my knowledge, you can't buy max revives in mainline Pokemon games. So the fact that Dexa put max revives, added them to the shop inventory is so fucking rude. I need some max potions just in case. So let's take a look at Marshtomp. Yeah, we should level up Marshtomp to 80. There we go. And now we have the fly point. That. Unpause this. So level up Mars to you know, I'm also not realizing, did I? No, it's level 99. Okay. Mars to 80. Free damage, Mars. To 195, except actually we need to go down to 141. Free damage Mars to 141, and I think that's the only thing. I'm very tempted to. Renegade is fun, but I really want to scratch an itch to calc. It's also just like, I really feel like the roguelike aspects of Run and Bun are incredibly well designed. Like, I hate how badly, once this is all said and done, I kind of want to dive back in at my own time. And like, I want to see what it's like to run with like Sneasel from Dewford. I want to see what it's like to run with a Gligar, you know, like all these cool encounters that we missed in the early game. I want to run a Crawdaunt that I don't accidentally, it wasn't accidentally, that I don't get killed right at the start of the game. I miss you, Clea. You could have been everything. Genuinely, our run has suffered so much from not having someone who's really good at clicking Sucker Punch, and like, our run also suffered from not having someone who could click Protect, and Clea had both of those things. Okay. Pre-damage Mars to that. Equip. I mean, we kind of don't need to give skew to anything, do we? Yeah, we don't even need the Expert Belt. We don't even need to level up Scuda. And really all we need is for Sneasler to be a little faster than Heliolisk. Yeah, but 99, we may as well. Level up Snee to 99. Equip Snee with Expert Belt. Equip Ursh with water. Because yeah, confirming, we beat Whimsicott, we bait in Lilligant. It's Lilligant and Lycanroc. We then KO Lilligant and Lycanroc. Sneasler baits in Nidoqueen. Urshifu baits in Heliolisk for fast KO. Yeah. So, Mystic, Water. He's only clicking Surging Strikes. Open with... It also kind of doesn't matter our open order because they're both the same. So... Open with Marsh. Or Mars. And Bear. Use Protect. OHKO. Whim with Hijab. Swap to Lil. And Leica. Swap Mars to Snee. F turn. Sorry, use F turn on Leica to Ursh. Because, yeah. Lilligant hits first. Energy Ball dropping or Spadef doesn't matter. Okay. OHKO. Lil with P-Jab. KO. Leica with S-Strikes. Swap to Nito and Healy. I guess we'll also teach Sneasler Brick Break, because why not? Three hit KO, Nito. Oh, wrong one. OHKO, Healy with B Break. 3 hit KO, Nito with S Strikes. Swap to Clef. OHKO, Clef with P-Jab. Use S Strikes on Clef. Like, because we don't do anything to it. Because, yeah, level 99 Sneasler with an expert belt. Easy. Alright, that's one calc. I think that's where the easy shit ends, though. Dragon Tamer Nicholas. So, Intimidate, Wackenberry. Sceptile, you don't kill this thing with Thunder Punch through Intimidate, do you? No. Let's see. Gyarados has bad physical defense, but good Spadef. Or at least moderate Spadef. We could also PP stall Earthquake and Scale Shot. Assuming neither of them are top slot, Waterfall, Power Whip, Earthquake, Scale Shot. I don't know what we would gain from that, but... Ah, never mind. Scale Shot has 20 PP. We could open with Hisuian Electrode, though. Volt Switch off to burn Wackenberry and swap into something that dodges Earthquake. And it also, thus, gets around Intim. All rise for the national anthem, okay? Be kind to me, chat. Out of curiosity, Latias, do you learn Shockwave? I have to imagine you do. You do. Because we now have a flex slot on this guy. Shockwave without a Wakenberry. 64.9. That's the Choice Scarf, though. So one thing we have to be cognizant of, I'm pretty sure we're able to get Latias up to level 99, but I kind of don't wanna. I would prefer Latias be level 98 because I'm paranoid about the Elite Four. Because I'm pretty sure I understand how speed ties work. Or it's like, okay, if it sees the speed tie, the AI assumes it's faster. But if it's not, it would be really unfortunate for Sneasler to take a run-ending Wicked Blow because I leveled up Latias too much. Now, with a Choice Scarf, you outdamage Sandaconda. You don't outdamage Metagross. You threaten a fast KO on Garchomp. You don't outdamage Hoodra. And you threaten a fast KO on standard Latias. It's a plus speed Latias, so we have no hope of outspeeding it without Choice Scarf, I believe. 269, yeah. I think even if we went up to 99, we don't do it. Okay. So, who would we bait in? We would bait in the first guy who sees an outdamage, which would be Metagross. Notably, Metagross can explode. That's a little bad. And we bait Ice Punch too. Which I don't like. Because I'm like, ooh, we could just do the thing where we hard swap to Dragapult. I don't like that. Let me see. Fizz defense is 130. Spadef is 90. Biggie Feet, can you can you kill this guy with Overheat again? You totally can. But if it explodes, that would be bad. But what we could do is pre-damage Latias, right? Because, yeah, especially with a Choice Scarf. Oh, wow, we don't kill Mega Latias with Draco Meteor. That's crazy. Yeah, especially with Mystical Fire. The fact that Mega Lopunny almost raw kills... Oh, wait, no. It's counting Scrappy, which we don't actually have when we swap in. So we would be at attack -1. Oh, we could boom Turtonator. Dumbass plan. Okay, so let's assume we do the Shockwave plan, right? And then we pre-damage, so that way we're always baiting either Ice Punch or Meteor Mash. We send in Blaziken, but then Blaziken's gonna bait in Sandaconda. Well, no. No, we don't necessarily bait in Sandaconda. Swords Dance substitute. Yeah, because we can bait in someone who's faster than us. Dual Chop is annoying. Sandvale leftovers. Yeah, we definitely don't want Sandaconda to get set up. So we would have to give Blaziken an Asper Berry in case of Ice Punch Freeze. But like at level 99... Yeah, you run laps around this guy and immediately bonk him. Okay. So I guess the range for Making sure we're always in dual chopping distance. Because I don't think I could teach Blaziken an Ice-type move. I think it just gets Fire Punch. It's cute. Each of the Hoenn starters gets a different elemental punch. Swampert gets Ice Punch, Blaziken gets Fire Punch, and Sceptile gets Thunder Punch. Oh, Blaziken also gets Thunder Punch. Huh. And Poison Jab. Okay. But yeah, so... Because baiting Iron Tail into, like, Primarina seems bad. Yeah, that's a lot of damage. Though, at level 99, Prim can still one-tap this guy with Moonblast. Yeah, we just need to make sure we're getting it in on Dual Chomp. So we need to be at 77 HP or greater. So Dual Chop, low roll is 78 times 2. Is 156. Plus the lowest roll of Ice Punch is 50. 206. Well... Okay, hold on. If we don't give Latias a Choice Scarf, something I hadn't even considered, I think we just raw bait in Garchomp for Dual Chop. Yeah, wait, that's great, actually. Yeah, because we're slower, so we don't threaten fast KO. Okay, hold on. So, Garchomp wants to go for Dual Chomp. We just have to do a little bit of pre-damage, but that's easy. We hard swap to Prim. Prim with the Pixie Plate. And at least one level up. Probably more. Yeah, if it goes for Substitute, that does nothing. It can't go for Swords Dance. And it's fine if we take an Iron Tail. It's just a shame. I mean, if we were level 100, can we one-tap? No. Are we getting heart scale time for... what do you mean are we getting heart scale time for the level ups? I do wonder. Slowbro with Icy Wind. Doesn't quite threaten the KO. We can't afford to teach it Ice Beam early. Heart scales don't affect level cap. Rare candies do. Okay, we actually don't even need to be that sophisticated if we were to use Havara. We do want to make sure whoever we're getting these KOs with, though, outspeeds Sandy Conda. Hoodra, you're not hard to kill. I do wonder, can I just beat this Gyarados with Slowbro? Kinda, actually. Slowbro, do you learn any electric moves that aren't Thunder? I actually don't think you learn Thunder. No Shockwave. But this Gyarados doesn't have any boosting moves. Power Whip does a lot of damage, though. How much PP does it have? 10. Yeah. So, like, theoretically, We could PP stall it, but that feels bad. And then we lose our ability to PP stall anything else after that, right? Turtonator takes like no damage from Power Whip though. Because I'm just thinking like, how can we best set up Future Sight cheese, right? Honestly, we could even actually... No Life Orb. We'll do Magnet. Export. Import. Level 99 Electrode with Magnet does a good amount of damage with Volt Switch. It does 38%. Do we do at least 62%? We do. So what could be an option... Electrode starts against Gyarados. We're always baiting Earthquake as highest damage move. We Volt Switch off of Gyarados into non-Mega Slowbro. Even being able to be crit, I'm pretty sure that's fine. Yeah. Yeah, we take at most 39%, which is less than 40. Slowbro then Mega Evolves, slacks off to full HP. It's actually kind of hard to set up Future Sight and still have good HP, though. Like, thankfully Power Whip can miss, but... Because my thought is we can set up Future Sight, swap to Electrode Hisui, and then kill with a second Volt Switch. And we can essentially just get a free Future Sight off on something. But the question is, who would we even want to get Future Sight on? Because they all kind of resist it. Like Garchomp, maybe? Yeah. Sandaconda's annoying because Sand Spit. And Stealth Rock, ew. Yeah, and I think we still proc Sand Spit even if we have like protective pads, because it's not contact that matters, it just is hitting it. Non-Mega Latias takes some damage. Doesn't do enough. It does a good bit, though. Okay. Greninja is very good at fighting Latias. So we should probably definitely bring Soul. Earthquake, Stone Edge, Stealth Rock, Glare. Ugh. It's like Sandaconda's not an issue if we kill it last. It's very easy to kill. Because I kind of like the idea of, yeah, getting like double Volt Switch kill on Metagross. Because like... Honestly, it's kind of crazy that none of Gyarados' moves actually kill Electrode. We mainly just want to stop it from clicking Scale Shot, because we don't want it to get the speed boost. But yeah, Which means, I mean, theoretically, all we have to do actually is to Volt Switch to something... Well, actually, even if it gets off Scale Shot, it's not faster than Electrode. Yeah, it only goes up to 309, right? I guess the big worry is like 5-hit Scale Shot crit, but that's fiction, but I don't like that fiction. I don't like the possibility. Why take a risk that you don't have to, you know? We were also at liberty to Volt Switch into literally any guy with Thunder Punch who's faster than Gyarados. So who's a flying type? Because let me see. Waterfall, Power Whip. What? Electrode takes the least damage from Power Whip. Okay. Because I don't hate the idea of if we're using Slowbro to fight someone else later... But we kinda aren't. Like, it could maybe beat Sandaconda if we gave it Surf. Because, yeah, Power Whip does 40%, so we go up 10 HP every time we click it. Or 10% every time we click it. Which means we're guaranteed to at least get back up to full. Which does let us, like, pre-Mega Evolve, which does, like, that is its own utility. And, of course, if it ever misses a Power Whip, which is possible. But yeah, we swap back into Electrode on Power Whip. Okay, let's say we Volt Switch to Greninja. Nice punch. DBH, actually, Greninja does outspeed everything. I wonder how much you do with Surf. And then if we gave you choice specs, and then we dropped your HP low. So fast out damage on Latias. So I'm wondering, like, no, everything here resists Surf too much. Even if we were to get them all in, like, range. Okay. So... no one is fast. Oh, wait, no, I think... okay, Mega Latias would be faster. But we don't... but we outdamage it by a lot. So, unlikely. If we gave Greninja Ice Punch, I think this could get us Goodra in next, couldn't it? Because, yeah, we can outdamage Garchomp. We could even give it, like, a Life Orb or something. Maybe not Life Orb. Maybe just Expert Belt. Level 99 Greninja with Expert Belt threatens a KO on Garchomp. Oh shit, doesn't actually outdamage Sandaconda. Huh. Hi Newt, welcome to stream. We are calcing the last few optionals we need to beat in order to get the last few tools we need in order to beat the game. I highly recommend you check my fight against Vito 2 yesterday. Perhaps some of my best work. Like, it was the trouncing to end all trouncings. So, I could... it's like, if I teach Greninja Surf... or... okay, if I give it a Life Orb... yeah, because that's already with Ice Punch Boost. Yeah, so it would be Sandaconda in second. Unless I pre-damage to show a kill the body press, but I wouldn't want to do that. 65.9, 75, yeah. Okay, with Life Orb, we do still threaten an out damage on Garchomp with Surf. Oh, that's in Torrent, though. Okay, so we wouldn't out damage. We could still bait in Hoodra for Body Press if we wanted, using any held item. I'm sorry, fucking banger? Okay, what if we swapped in Biggie? Because I do think we want Biggie Feet for KOing Metagross, obviously. That gets in Latias early, actually. Which I don't hate. Especially because it's for Psychic, which is a free swap to Greninja. And then if we give Greninja Surf and Expert Belt, we definitely stop Sandaconda from coming in. Because, okay, assuming Greninja comes in on Psychic. Assuming Greninja comes in on Psychic. It can't go for Calm Mind because we threaten fast 2-hit KO. So it has to go for Mystical Fire, which does at most 32.9%. We 2-hit KO with Night Slash or Dark Pulse if we want to be cheeky. Yeah, it's kind of hard to predict who we bait in next, unfortunately. Because we at least need Expert Belt to guarantee our 2-hit KO, so we can't give it a damage reducer. Wait, no, we only take one Mystical Fire. Okay. That helps a lot. So, assuming 282 minus 79 comes out to 203. And I assume we need Expert Belt, right? Yeah. And then our lowest possible HP... Wait, did that wrong. 282 minus 93. So our lowest HP is 189. And our highest HP is 282 minus 62, which comes out to 220. $93. I think we actually barely stay outside of dual chopping range. 93 times 2 comes out to 186. So max roll, barely outside of it. Now, what we do have to consider, special attack -1. Surf still has us out damaging Sandaconda. Hold on. No, because it would see a kill with Earthquake. Also, Pio, if you want the song, just literally let me just link you this playlist. Like, hold on. How do I link the playlist? There we go. Share. Copy. Paper Mario Thousand Year Door remake OST is fucking incredible. we just listened to that. Okay. Because there's no way we're one-tapping Latias, that's for certain. We could do black glasses instead of expert belt, but special attack -1. Yeah, there's just no way we're threatening Sandaconda without damage, and we outspeed everything. Okay, I wouldn't mind using Sneasler to beat Kudra. Or hell, or Shifu, can you do it? You need a damage booster, but... Okay, if we swapped in Mega Slowbro, who I just got rid of. Where'd you go, Mega Slowbro? Come back. Kaylin, baby, I'm sorry, I was wrong. Sweetie, honey, sugar, where are you? Like, normally it's at the very end. Or the very top. There she is. Because, okay, let's say we swap back to Mega Bro. Definitely threaten KO and Sandaconda. We outdamage Metagross. We outdamage Garchomp. See, in this world, I actually kind of don't mind the idea of baiting in Garchomp second into a future sight. Because then that does stop it from setting up Swords Dance, right? And then, like, I can swap in Slowbro on it and slack off forever. Well, but again, honestly, the real strat is opening with an Intim guy against Gyarados. Use our own Gyarados into their Gyarados. Something, 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 hat on a hat. Because I kind of need to make sure that every one of my Pokemon can get at least one KO, right? Electrode, KO's Gyarados. Slowbro can absolutely beat Garchomp in the 1v1. I mean, if I use the heart scale on its defense now... It doesn't even save us that much damage. It saves us a good bit of damage, actually. How do I get Garchomp in a second? A no choice item Latios does it, but then who's no choice item Latios KOing, right? Dragapult's too strong. So, we outdamage Sandaconda. We outdamage Metagross. I think even after, yeah, by a good bit. Pretty safely outdamage Garchomp. We don't outdamage Hisuian Gudra. We don't outdamage Latios. So it would be Hoodra in to fight Mega Slowbro. Which, I mean, Gooey, Assault Vest, if we gave it Rock Smash. But then I guess the question is, do we outdamage Sandaconda still? Yeah, of course we do. But now we don't no, we do barely outdamage Metagross. We would have to come in on full HP, which is impossible, though. Because if we were to set up Future Sight and then swap... Well, at that rate, we wouldn't need to set a Future Sight, would we now? Yeah. So, I mean, Dragon Pulse just does so much damage, though. I think even if we tried to Rock Smash through it, like... Though, okay, let's acknowledge that sending in Slowbro does still bait in Hoodra for Dragon Pulse. Music is suddenly very loud. Yeah, because... So we heal back up to full. We come in on... what becomes Hisuian Gudra. It goes for Dragon Pulse. Which is technically, I say a free swap for Sneasler. It's a swap for Sneasler. Unfortunately, Sneasler then just baits in Sandaconda if it's a level 99. And I can't thread the needle with that Latios' speed. Because I need to be at least level 98. Yeah. Because if I'm 97, I'm slower than the Heliolisk. Okay, so... Dragon Pulse. Who's immune to that? Primarina. You then bait a Heavy Slam, but... At 99, do you outspeed? Not quite. Because Primarina can fight Garchomp later. So... Gudra comes in for Heavy Slam, or for Dragon Pulse. We could bait Heavy Slam instead. Which does do a lot less damage to her Shifu. $183, 166. And I don't think it would be too hard to angle... No, but we wouldn't want Zen Headbutt, though. Well, actually, Greninja, can you kill this guy if you have a boosted enough, like, attack? Ah, if I were to give you choice specs. Hold on. You do actually kind of go crazy, but then you can't really beat Latios. Like, you probably can beat Latios, but it becomes a bit more dubious. Like, yeah, you can do it with choice specs. At that rate, you outspeed everything. You don't outdamage Garchomp. And we can give you Surf so you can outdamage Sandaconda. So that would bait in Garchomp for only Dual Chop or Substitute, because it can't go for Swords Dance, because at that point, Dark Pulse threatens a 2-hit KO. A fast 2-hit KO. Okay. Greninja being able to pull double duty does actually help quite a bit. Ooh, hold on though. We were talking about Urshifu, right? Being the one to beat Hoodra, because I do have to remember he takes -1 speed and drops his defenses. That might actually bait Sandaconda in. Urshifu, baby, where'd you go? Come back, sweetie. I didn't mean it. Honestly, I should actually also consider Salamence. No, because Goodra isn't actually weak to Dragon. Steel resists Dragon for some reason. Okay, so give Urshifu the black belt. And I mean, like... Well, hold on. We're not actually using expert belt on anyone yet. So we decided choice specs. Oh, wait. Urshifu wouldn't bait in Metagross, because that would be a slow kill. It would bait in Latias for a fast kill with Psychic. Which, I mean... maybe not the worst thing in the world? Getting Greninja in on the field at this point... the -1 special attack, though. Well, with choice specs, -1 special attack is still fine, actually. But... 62%... 42%. Greninja could actually 2-hit KO Mega Latias with Dark Pulse. Even after a Mystical Fire. And then at that rate, at -1 special attack, we still threaten a fast 1-hit KO on Sandaconda. We threaten an out damage on Metagross. We don't threaten... Ooh, but in this world, Garchomp can go for Dual Chop. Houndoom, you can't do any... You know, now that I think about it, why am I so focused on Greninja? Houndoom could beat this guy's ass. Like, all it takes is 2 clicks of beat up, right? Hell, beat up into Sucker Punch. It can't click Calm Mind. Well, it could. It can't click Calm Mind after the first beat up, right? And at that point, be Sucker Punch. Because we threatened too much damage for it to go for Mystical Fire. Okay, so let's assume Houndoom comes in on the Psychic. It outspeeds us, it goes for Calm Mind. We go for Beat Up. Let's assume we're using Blaziken to beat Metagross. Urshifu can, in theory, absolutely come back in to take on Sandaconda. It does need Expert Belt. Hell, so could Slowbro. Yeah, the only issue... Oh no, because we outspeed. Houndoom would probably bait a Dual Chomp. Because what we can do, right, is... Mystical Fire does 15%. We would need to take a little more damage than that. I'm thinking, like... if we get hit by Mystical Fire, and we get knocked into the range we need... Do we outspeed Metagross? Yeah, we outspeed Metagross. We don't threaten a kill, but that's fine. So, Primarina beats Garchomp. If we Teacher Surf, it's definitely Metagross in next. If we don't Teacher Surf, though... It is also worth noting, Slowbro with Icy Wind could potentially do some shit, right? That veto line was peak? Thank you, Newt. The jump scare at the end, right? Okay. But Mega Slowbro in on Garchomp Dual Chop. it clicks that. Doesn't matter if it goes for substitute. If it goes for swords dance, we're fine, right? Because we can essentially just accept Slowbro taking 2 hits of dual chop. Because if its attack goes to +2, you know, it's the same as getting hit by dual chop twice. Its leftovers healing doesn't offset Icy Wind. And in theory, once we get the first Icy Wind off, we do have a couple of turns. Not really. Wait, that's level 95. Hold on. Ooh, baby. Because I'm trying to think, like, ooh, could we then set up Future Sight? But no, I think that's hat on a hat behavior. Yeah, we probably get Metagross in. But it would be Metagross for Explosion or Meteor Mash. No, it could be Zen Headbutt, but it's never Ice Punch. Dragapult, what can you do? Less than I'd like. You also take, like, insane amounts of damage. Get the strangest feeling Zoroark probably can't come in on this safely either. Zoroark can come in on Explosion or Ice Punch. Doesn't even need anything stronger than a Life Orb to KO Metagross, which is interesting. What if we swap in Houndoom second? Sandaconda for Earthquake. Nothing for Metagross. Could be Dual Chop on Garchomp if we pre-damage. Never Body Press because we're faster. Interesting. Yeah, no. Actually, we technically wouldn't need to pre-damage. It would just allow it to go for Swords Dance, which probably isn't good. And then if we went to Primarina afterwards, or we brought in Primarina to beat Garchomp, it's probably just Sandaconda, and that's too soon for that. Yeah. Now, assuming Garchomp is going for Dual Chop, another option could be Walrein, but again, Walrein just baits in Sandaconda in like most scenarios because we can't get her to outspeed. Barely. Okay, confirming a Slowbro at full HP. With Surf. Definitely threatens out damage on everything, except for Hoodra, who comes in for Dragon Pulse. Which would be a free swap to Prim. I feel like we have just about all the tools in place. So yeah, we bait Heavy Slam into Urshifu because it's just less damage than Body Press. Defense -1, Spadef -1. We never take enough damage to show a kill to Dual Chop. Expert Belt Ice Punch means we always threaten Garchomp with a KO. Metagross is slower than us, so yeah, it's always Latios in for Psychic. I mean, now that I think about it... Well, no, this is only third. Okay. So Greninja comes in with Choice Specs. 2-hit KOs Latios. Because the first turn is the most important. It can't go for Calm Mind. Even if it did go for Calm Mind turn 1, actually, then it just gets +1 Spadef, which is functionally the same as us getting our special attack drop. So even that wouldn't be an issue. So, we 2-hit KO with Dark Pulse. Our special attack goes down by 1. We still threaten Metagross with an out damage. We still threaten Garchomp, or we get Garchomp to come in. But Garchomp sees that we can't actually one-tap it. So it's going to go for either Dual Chop or Swords Dance. Neither of those are great. Because Primarina can't really safely survive this. I mean, okay, if Slowbro comes in on Swords Dance, that's special attack +2. Or physical attack +2. We click Icy Wind. And it clicks Swords Dance again. It is diminishing returns. Kind of. Yeah, we would be able to outpace that. 2-hit KO. Or if we came in on Swords Dance or if we came in on Dual Chop. Yeah. Because now that I think about it, if we're only taking the 1 Mystical Fire, we could probably get Greninja set up so that way it's always showing a kill to Dual Chop. We don't need to worry about Sandaconda because we threaten it with a fast KO, even at -1. It doesn't matter how much damage Metagross sees. Yeah. Because if we can guarantee Dual Chop, I think we can kind of play with this guy with Slowbro. Which I don't hate. Or I suppose, honestly, at this rate, right, like, Iron Tail can miss. Iron Tail being able to miss is annoying. But I'm like, in theory, we don't even need Slowbro, right? Because we're bringing Primarina to style on Goodra to get Heavy Slam into her Shifu. So we could just hard swap to Prim at level 99. Lowest damage to take is 37. Kind of impossible to guarantee baiting a move from Sandaconda, and there is a small range where Metagross wants to come in instead. Calc's going well, I see. Sorta. We're on our second fight of 5. But they're going. Also, hi, hun. Welcome to stream. Lovely to see you. My phone just buzzed. I take it you're going over the mountains right now? I see you're going over the mountains right now. All right. Anyways. So, put Slowbro all the way in the back there, because that's not the one we're worried about. We're using Mega Slowbro. Okay. So, the lowest roll of Iron Tail. So, if Iron Tail misses, right? Well, hold on. If we give Primarina Surf, which we could put over Hyper Voice. Because I just don't want Metagross coming in too soon. Because if we can guarantee that it can't explode, that's a really safe KO for Greninja, right? We just need to guarantee we're not coming in on Ice Punch. And then we one-tap with Dark Pulse. So that just means the problem is that Iron Tail can miss, right? But I suppose if Iron Tail can miss, then it's just based on out damage. 30% chance to lower the target's defense by 1 stage. The defense dropping effect doesn't really matter because if Prim's defense goes down... Yeah, it's 77% to 91, 83%. Well, yeah, because... Well, hold on, wait. We outdamage Sandaconda and we don't outdamage Metagross. Yeah, so we're always getting Metagross in. But I don't think there's a range where we could safely, because Iron Tail can miss. We can't actually do any guarantees. So I do kind of think maybe the answer is Slowbro. We bring in Slowbro against Garchomp. Assuming we're baiting Dual Chop, we come in, we get it with at least 1 Icy Wind. Though I guess confirming if we have Icy Wind, do we still bait properly? The important thing is, yeah, we definitely outdamage Sandaconda. We barely outdamage Metagross with, well, significantly out. Okay, I'm not going to say significant. It's 16% to 12%. But we do still outdamage Metagross. So it should do it. So Garchomp comes in, takes an Icy Wind. Or we come in on Garchomp. Inflict it with an Icy Wind. Assuming we do that, and then it clicks Swords Dance, it goes up to that damage range. Which means, yeah, we're realistically only taking at most 42% max HP. We could theoretically even slack off once or twice, or thrice, because Icy Wind does a lot of damage. At which rate... We're still baiting in Metagross, is the problem. We do need Surf in order to show Metagross an effective outdamage. Who else do we have for fairy types? Mainly Primarina. We can't let Urshifu fight Hoodra and come in on Dragon Pulse because it will take too much damage invading Garchomp instead of Latios next. Since we're slower. There's simply no way to effectively... Well, I mean... No, because if it gets off Swords Dance, right? I'm thinking like we Icy Wind and then Future Sight, but I don't think that heals us into a range where we're suddenly not out-damaged by Metagross, right? So I guess what happens if Metagross comes in, right? It's coming in for Meteor Mash or Explosion. We prefer it not be the second one. That is a safe... It's a quote-unquote safe swap for Greninja, right? Like, what do we have for ghost types? Like, can't do that with you. Because, like... Okay, I suppose as long as we swap... Oh, actually, we do just kind of beat it with Basculegion, don't we? Go up to level 99. We currently only have 1 choice item in the form of Choice Specs on Greninja, so we can equip Choice Band. The question is, do we still outspeed? Barely! Okay, we barely outspeed. Which means Choice Band boosted Poltergeist We're never burning its Lumberry. We don't care if it gets the attack boost off Meteor Mash. Yeah, we come in, get the KO. And then at that point, it's Sandaconda for, like, maybe Earthquake, maybe Stealth Rock. In theory, if we pre-poison Basculegion, we don't even need to worry about Glare, right? Which means we have a free swap back to Urshifu, who then gets the fast kill with Surging Strikes. By Jove, April, you've done it again. I think. Yeah, and like if Sandaconda somehow comes in early, and we actually have to deal with all that bullshit instead, I think we're still fine. Yeah, none, like having Stealth Rocks up, having Sand up does not stop Basculegion from being able to one-tap Metagross with Choice Band. And there's a chance it just blows up. Be fun to have, well, no, it wouldn't in that scenario because it'd be the last guy. Okay, excellent job, me. Way to go. I am going to go pee, so I will be right back. Chat, am I insane, or did I just hear a Microsoft Teams noise? Also, hold on, I think I spotted a small issue in the line. Sandy Conda here has an Aya Papa Berry, which I believe restores its HP. It does. Which means... Yeah, I thought that was me. No, that must have been me, but Teams isn't open for me. What the fuck? I also have a hair caught in my necklace. 1 second. Scared the shit out of me. But yeah, so, we would actually need to be able to one-tap Sandaconda, which is awkward. You know, level... Oh no, Slowbro wouldn't have Surf, it would have Icy Wind. I mean... No, because Primarina doesn't add speed, and we can't give it a Choice Scarf. One second. Come on, you freaking... I love this necklace, but the chain that came with it... I say came with it, I had to pay for it. Because it's made of silver. Fucking loves to catch my hairs. It's its favorite activity. So, I guess... I do wonder... I think we might actually be able to use Surging Strikes and get around to the Aya Papa Berry range, right? Like... Okay, what's... 271 divided by 4 is 67.75. So I will assume it procs at 67 HP. I will also see if it procs at 68. But, like... 271 minus 118... does go down to 35. Okay. If we have only a black belt, so what if we have the muscle band? Are we able to kill Hudra? We are able to kill Hudra. Though, notably, actually, this is Urshifu at that level. No, I don't think Life Orb is going to help us here. Because I guess, like, at what level can we just KO Hisui and Hudra without a held item, right? $97. And then at that point... Okay, so we don't need to do that. We can just be our current level and just use Muscle Band. And then be 96. Really? Huh. What? How the fuck does that work? Okay, Okay, so 96, 97, 98. Top end is 110. Comes out to 51. Means, I think even if we didn't, to get a range that could successfully KO, I don't think we could safely go around it. Okay, what if we used Lucario to beat Hudra? Because Lucario resists Dragon Pulse, which means we don't need to use Prim in the equation. We level up Lucario to 99. We could maybe get Metagross in for Zen Headbutt. I don't know, the range on Dragon Pulse is pretty high. Though, we have to remember, if we're using close combat, defense -1, defense -2. You know, I gotta remember, Mystical Fire is in fact a fire-type attack. I mean, in this world, if we're relying on Greninja using Night Slash, then we could use that here, but I don't think I like that. And I've got like a Fruit Fly or something in here that keeps buzzing around. Yeah, not quite. Now, the only thing that beats this guy good is something that can clip close combat hard. You can do it kind of hard, Barraskewda. Okay, if we raw swap Urshifu in on Dragon Pulse. Do we need Expert Belt? Like, can we level up and just have a Citrus Berry? Wait, at level 99, barely underspeed Garchomp. Damn. Especially for killing with close combat. Defense -1. Yeah. Be too easy for it to see a kill. So we could plan for it to see a kill, right? Not really, because the range on Dragon Pulse is so high. Well, I mean, if it goes for Dual Chop or Iron Tail... Iron Tail drops defense. That could be bad, though. Well, no, because if we swap in on Iron Tail dropping our defense, it's kind of fine. I don't know. We're already using up a Choice Band on Bascu Legion. There's a part of me that's almost like, I wouldn't mind getting Metagross in second. So, okay, we could get in Latios second, fight it with Greninja, special attack -1, establish that. Body press. Yeah, no, I think we could probably pretty easily get Goodra in second, couldn't we? Because we come in on Psychic. We threaten a 2-hit KO. 68%. We just need to stay above... We don't even need to necessarily stay above Earthquake range. We just need to stay above Dual Chop range on Garchomp. So that's 93 times 2. I feel like we looked at this before. Okay, so 186. Greninja takes low roll Mystical Fire for, well, okay, we need top end of Body Press is 214 plus low roll Mystical Fire, which is 53. 267, only a pre-damage of like 15. And then if we lose critical hit, max roll Mystical Fire, 93. Goes down to 174, which is within dual chopping range. I do think we established this before. And then assuming we don't take enough damage to put us into body press for Hoodra. It out damages, but so does Garchomp, so it would just be Garchomp in first for a thing that sees an out damage. Like, if Slowbro could 1v1 Hoodra, we'd be in the money, but it can't. Okay, so if we hard swapped to Greninja, pre-damaged to bait body press, we could then... Yeah, that's a pretty safe hard swap to Urshifu. It doesn't do that much more damage than Dragon Pulse. KO Goodra. I guess the question is, does body press into Shifu do enough damage? 108. Also, hold on. Okay, so maybe we don't need choice specs. Because if we can free up one of our choice items, that'd be really nice. So, Urshifu at level, we'll say 95 for right now. Loses 108. Comes out to 209. Well outside of dual chop range. Does actually fall into Zen Headbutt, but at that point, you're faster. Yeah, the only thing we need to dodge is Garchomp. So that would always be Latias for Psychic, which would then be a swap back to Greninja for a two-hit KO with Night Slash. And then... 68%. I mean, if we have Surf. Greninja, can we teach you, like, hell no, Waterfall isn't going to do it because Sandaconda has too much defense. We're relying on its bad Spadef. Okay, so we do give you choice spec still. Which means we KO Latias, we de-incentivize Sandaconda, we would get in Garchomp. Okay, we have managed to figure out a way to do this that doesn't require Primarina, which is pretty cool. So we bait in Garchomp, we swap to Slowbro. Slowbro can 2-tap it with Icy Wind. We're then likely to bait in Metagross, which is a swap to Basculegion. Yeah, so all we need now is a dedicated Sandaconda answer, which I don't think is too hard to find. Yep. Then what move do you bait on Metagross? Ice Punch? Not great, but we're pre-poisoning Basculegion, so we don't care. Basculegion can literally swap in on any move on Metagross, except for... No, I think even Zen Headbutt if we pre-toxic. Because 373 divided by 16 is 23. So 373, losing 23 to toxic, losing 23 to sand. 323 divided by 8 is 40. Losing 40 to Stone Edge, or to Stealth Rocks, is 287, which I do think is in Zen Headbutt range. It's barely outside of Zen Headbutt range. Let's go Baskia Legion. How the fuck? I think it's around. I think it's because of rounding, right? Wait, no, I did it wrong. I did 323. It should be, so 373 divided by 16 is 23, which I do think I did right. And then 373 divided by 8 is 46. Subtract another 6. So that comes out to 281. Okay. However, if Sandaconda sets up Stealth Rocks on the turn that Sceptile swaps in, then Sceptile is never baiting Zen Headbutt, right? No, that's not. Oh, wait, that's crit. So, never. This is with a Choice Scarf, but we definitely don't need that. Hell, we could just give it a Citrus Berry. Or a Cherry Berry, honestly. Because the only thing we need to account for here is Glare. I'm typing Glare when I'm trying to type in Cherry Berry. There we go. So, assuming Metagross comes in, Basket Legion beats Metagross, in comes Sandaconda for either Stone Edge or Earthquake or Stealth Rock or Glare. Well, it wouldn't be Glare because we'd be pre-poisoned. We swap in, we live critical hit Stone Edge, and then we KO with Leaf Storm. If we come in on Stealth Rocks, we live critical hit Earthquake and come in. Excellent. Now, assuming we don't need to be pre-burned, because, yeah, we can just equip a Cherry Berry. We swap in. If Stealth Rocks gets set up, we're at full HP, which means the move we're baiting from Metagross is always Ice Punch or Meteor Mash. It's never Zen Headbutt is the important thing. Basket Legion is pre-toxic, so it can't be frozen. Okay, we have it. It was really annoying, but we did find it. So it's a swap in... Well, okay, hold on, because I am now realizing this does require we pre-damage Greninja. So let's confirm that real quick, but, I mean, like... Yeah, I don't think Greninja's ever being put into Metagross range, and as long as we threaten a KO on Sandaconda, we're fine. We just need to make sure that it's Garchomp. And if it clicks Iron Tail when Slowbro comes in, that's also fine, right? Because we take... Hold on. So, level 99. $319 minus Iron Tail is 28. Is 291. Drops our defense. And then it does the thing. So it does 100 damage per hit, we live. Now, assuming it doesn't do that and just hits us twice, we're also fine. Yeah. Oof. That was a pain in the dick. But we figured it out. Because, yeah. Right. Greninja still. So, Greninja needs to be at 214. So, 214 minus critical hit, max roll, Mystical Fire. 93. 121. Good. I also have to make sure we don't knock ourselves into Torrent to, like, accidentally set Surf back into out-damaging Garchomp. Funny as that would be. Yeah, so the lowest HP we have is 121, which is not within Meteor Mash range. We threaten to kill on Sandaconda, so it can't come in. Hell, even if we did get knocked into Torrent range, we would not out-damage Garchomp at... This is no choice specs. Though what I'm now realizing is we actually need to... Okay, and then special attack at -1. So we do need to confirm that at 121 HP we still outdamage, which actually might not be the case. Well, if we're at 121 damage, we don't care, right? Because then we're just in Garchomp range. So we essentially just need to make sure that at 1 HP over Dual Chop. So 93 times 2 is 186, plus 1 is 187. So 106 divided by 187 is 56%, which is less than -1 choice specs Dark Pulse. Cool. Plus, I'm pretty sure if we're at 75% and we take 18%, yeah, that does put us in dual chopping range always. Okay. 282. Dragon Tamer Nicholas. Notes. Teach. Gren. Surf. Teach. Slow. Eye Wind. Teaching Ursh Ice Punch doesn't really do anything. We should still do it just to be safe. Teach Ursh Eye Punch. Hold on, I should confirm that Garchomp can't like fuck up Slowbro with substitutes, right? So let's say it does Iron Tail into us or whatever, drops our defense. And then on the following turn, it sets up substitute. And then we take down its substitute. Yeah, we're fine. I'm sorry, fucking banger o'clock. Now, assuming it sets up a substitute when Slowbro swaps in, we're at full HP. We take down its substitute. It Swords Dances to go up to +2. We hit it with Icy Wind. Actually, if it sets up a substitute and we swap in with Icy Wind, it literally can't beat us, right? Because, well, no, I think Icy Wind's only like 71%. 68, up to 99. 73%, yeah. So it could. So if it goes for substitute, when we swap in, we're at full HP. And then it goes for Swords Dance, and then we break its substitute. And then if it hits us with Dual Chop, we hit it with Icy Wind. It now officially can't set up another sub. Yeah, we're fine. We do enough damage to get around leftovers. Yeah, and this accounts for both possibilities. Good, because also, if Slowbro's HP is ever low enough to show a kill to Zen Headbutt... Ooh, it can go for Zen Headbutt over Meteor Mash. That's fine, though. Because if it goes for Zen Headbutt against Slowbro, then that means Basculegion's not swapping in on Stealth Rocks and Sandstorm. So much shit going on. Just got a haircut. How we doing? We are deep in the calc hole, but I think we finally figured out our second fight. There's just a lot to micromanage here because it's just a guy with like 4 pseudo-legendary, or 3 pseudo-legends Latios, and a guy who sets up Sandstorm if you so much as sneeze at him. Okay. They straightened my hair. Oh no, did you tell them not to? Like, that's probably a silly thing to ask. How are they able to straighten your hair without your consent? That seems insane. Okay, I don't think you need to level up Urshifu here. Level up slow to 99. Level up elect to 99, probably. Yeah. Level up Ren to 99. Level up Set to 99. I didn't say anything about it and didn't realize it was happening. I suppose there are probably ways to straighten someone's hair that are different from, like, just hitting them with a flat iron. Well, I'm sorry. Curses, that's very unfortunate. I don't have a lot of experience getting long hair cut. That's fair, and I suppose I wouldn't know what that's like because, golly, I don't think anyone's trying to straighten my hair. Fucking... Okay. Teach Grunt Surf, teach Slow Icy Wind, teach Urshifu Ice Punch. Pre-damage Gren 2. Sorry, I just want to double check my Urshifu numbers here, right? So I'm now realizing, yeah, because we don't care about Metagross, we don't care about Sandaconda because they're slower than us. We just need to make sure that after taking critical hit, max roll, body press, and dropping our defenses, we don't show anything to Garchomp. 317 minus 108 comes up to 209. Defense minus 1. Spidence minus 1. Dual Chop does at most 93 times 2, which is not 209. Okay. Okay. Opens gear. Open with... Wait, sorry. Pre-damage Gren 2. I need to remember my numbers. 214. Which does not show a kill to Sandaconda, and we show a kill to Sandaconda. Does not show a kill to Metagross, and we show a kill to Metagross. And does not show a kill to Garchomp, which is fine. Equip Elec with Magnet. Equip Gren with Choice Specs. Equip Ursh with Black Belt. Equip Slow with Slowbronite. Equip Bask with Choice Band. Equip Sep with Cherry Berry. Because yeah, if Sceptile comes in and takes damage, that means Stealth Rocks aren't set up. And if we do take damage and we bait random move on Metagross, that is fine. Because Basculin is only taking 2 sources of damage. Free, Toxic, Bask. Hey, there's a lot going on. Okay. Open with Elec. V, switch to slow. Mega, Evo, and slack, or S off to full HP. Swap to Elec. V, or KO with V, switch to Gren. Swap to Good H. Okay, yeah. Swap to Ursh. OHKO. Okay. All we gotta do is give Urshifu protective pads and level it up. Because I nearly forgot. Speed drop. We're now slower than Sandaconda. We're now slower than Metagross. We would bait them in early, which would be bad. But protective pads. Gooey is a contact effect, correct? Pokemon making contact with this Pokemon have their speed lowered by 1 stage. Okay. So, we also need to level up Ursh. Level up Ursh to 97. Okay, this is fine. Glad I caught that. That would have been not good. Hold on. Gooey doesn't work both ways, right? Because it's Pokemon making contact with this Pokemon, not this Pokemon making contact. That'd be a really cool ability, though. To slap a -1 speed effect onto all of your damage. Okay. Swap to Good H. Swap to Ursh. OHKO with Combat. Suppose the nice thing is, at least if that were to happen, we would always bait in Metagross for Zen Headbutt. Oh, yeah. Because I don't think we could take enough damage to put us into Sandaconda range, but we would be put into Zen Headbutt range. Which could, in theory, be a free swap to Gren, and then a free swap into Basculegion. Well, a free swap into Basculegion. Then Basculegion would threaten a fast KO into Sand. Well, it would threaten a fast KO. That's crazy that that doesn't kill. We'd probably bait in like Garchomp. The main thing is we just really don't want Sand Spit to happen before we beat up Garchomp, because Sand Veil Leftovers substitute would be awful. Hold on, I do need to consider something. Yeah, we still live Stone Edge crit plus a turn of Sandstorm Chip on Sceptile. See, there's just a lot to remember with this fight. There's so many little fucking tweaks and twinges and other such T-words. Okay, OHKO with Combat. Swap to Laddie. Swap to Gren. 2-hit KO with D-Pulse. I don't think it matters if Greninja flinches Latios and thus doesn't take any damage. Yeah, because we still don't out-damage Garchomp, which is the important thing. Yeah, because if we flinched it and we were still at, like, the same HP. Because we don't need to bait dual chop. If it goes for Sword Stance, that's fine. But also, it can't. If we get flinched, it can't go for Sword Stance because then we don't have our Spatak dropped. So that's cool, yeah. We do, in fact, escape every scenario with Latias with our Greninja intact. Swap to Gark. Swap to Slow. 2-hit KO with I Wind. Swap to Meta. Oop. Guess I'm gonna write a note for myself. It is possible Sand comes in before Meta. This is fine. Oh shit, Blaz, thank you for the raid. How y'all doing? It's been a minute since I've been on later than you are. Because normally it's I finish up like a little bit before you're down. Enjoy mathematics. We got 2 fights figured out of 5. We are doing something. Swap to Meta. Swap to Bask. OHKO with Poltergeist. Swap to Sand. I'm finally not playing Mass Effect. I'm playing Library of Ruina instead, or Ruina. I am unfamiliar. Swap to Sep. OHKO with L-Storm. Swap to Sep first. Cool. That being said, 2 fights done, still no sacks. I am quite happy about that. So this fight is funny. I haven't figured it out, quote unquote, but I think we can do some really funny shit here. Namely, just like, this Togedemaru has Sturdy and the red card, and that makes it kind of annoying, but also, like, we could KO it with Urshifu, but then we bait in Swellow for Hurricane, and then that becomes a problem. But I think we can kind of set up on it. It just requires a PP stall. So my thought process is we need a ground type to absorb all of the Zing Zap hits. And then Mega Slowbro can absorb literally everything else. Like, hold on, Iron Head. 30% chance to make the target flinch, perfectly accurate. Okay, so I guess in this we can also now officially update Slowbro's level to 99. But yeah, so essentially what we can do, because Urshifu needs a damage boosting item to be able to KO Togedemaru with Surging Strikes, which is unfortunate. Or, I believe with those damage numbers, 76 times 3, if we can inflict 1 tick of Iron Barbs or Rough Skin into it, we can get it that way too. So I think we can do something stupid. So let's say we have Varley, wherever she is. Varley. My dearest Varley. Urshifu, do you outspeed this kid? Yeah, you do. Fuck. Okay. Yeah, like taking a single... Oh, wait, that's Urshifu. If we could bait, like, a single reversal into Garchomp. Or hell, even just baiting an Iron Head. Or Endeavor, because I believed Endeavor is also a contact move. Yeah. I appreciate that even though it's an Endeavor Togedemaru, it still has 31 HP IVs. But my thought process... We use Garchomp to chip it, or we use our own Togedemaru to chip it, in theory. Because what we can do is Togi baits Zing Zap, and then we can click Spiky Shield, so it Zing Zaps into our Spiky Shield. Let me confirm that we do actually get this kill now. So 257 divided by 8 is 32. 257 minus 32 comes out to 225. And then an unmodified level 99 Urshifu does 76 damage per hit. Which comes out to 228. Which even leaves room for a rounding error. Now, the idea here is that Urshifu with Choice Scarf. I guess I should also say, we do ideally want to PP stall this thing out of Zing Zaps, simply because Zing Zap does a lot of damage. And like, okay, so Endeavor has 5 PP. How much does Iron Head have? 15? Yeah. And then I think Zing Zap has 16. Yeah. And confirming that Zing Zap is its top move. It is. We don't really want to fully PP stall it. We mostly just want to, like... Yeah, get it kind of low. So the idea would be essentially send in... I think Garchomp is... The reason I want to use Garchomp is because... it's immune to Zing Zap. So it kind of fills 2 roles, right? So we want Garchomp, Shock of all shocks. We want Slowbro. We want Mega Slowbro. Now, what we do here, Garchomp takes Iron Head. Or essentially, we open with someone who baits a move other than Zing Zap into Garchomp. Garchomp takes that hit. And then, I think we also actually kind of want to pre-damage Garchomp. No, we don't need to, because yeah, once it takes an Iron Head, its HP will be less than Togedemaru. So that way we don't bait Endeavor. Because thankfully it's not too hard to stall this thing out of Endeavors. It goes for Zing Zap. Well, sorry, words are hard. We get the first Iron Head into Garchomp. We then bait another Iron Head. We swap to Slowbro, who Mega Evolves and clicks Slack Off to go to full HP. Nice thing is that Toge acts before us, so if it decides to go for Endeavor instead of Zing Zap, we do heal, but I think it always has to go for Zing Zap. Ooh, Zing Zap can flinch, though. So that's... Ooh, maybe this doesn't work. Well... Okay, it's awkward. We really want to get Slowbro in on, ideally, Reversal. Because the original idea was that, yeah, then we would slowly heal up against Togedemaru, and then we would go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But I'm now realizing we actually can't effectively heal up because both... Like, if we were just baiting Iron Head, which also has a flinch chance, we would probably be fine. Though, in theory, we could also use 2 other Pokemon. We just need something that, like, bulks Iron Head really well. Which a lot of things do, but who does it the best? What resists Steel? Pokemon type chart. So, let me see here. Defense, offense, Steel. Does half damage into Fire, Water, Electric, and Steel. Why did I think fighting resisted steel? And then it's strong against ice and fairy. Fire electric type, water electric type. We definitely don't have a fire water. We don't have Volcanion. Do we have a steel electric type? We do, actually. And its name is Togedemaru. In theory, funny enough, we can't use Togedemaru to effectively stall this thing because we'd kill it. Also, it would eventually take so much damage that it would sooner go for reversal. Like, eventually it will lose enough HP that reversal becomes the ideal option for it. Which I do think is funny. Though at that point, once Togi starts baiting, because we know exactly how much damage it's going to take, once we know we start baiting reversal, we can't just start swapping to a ghost type. Okay, so electric steel. What about steel water or steel fire? I don't think we have either of those. So the best we can do is a single resist. I wonder. Crazy that at 1 HP, reversal is only its second strongest move into Slowbro. So, I mean... how much damage is it from Iron Head every turn? 27? We can't really effectively use Slowbro with leftovers because it can crit. That basically comes out to being like an equal amount of damage. Because essentially the idea is to get Togedemaru. So, I mean, do we really care if Urshifu takes a Zing Zap? I don't think we necessarily do. But we can't actually even successfully set up a future sight if Zing Zap has PP. So we do still need to PP stall Zing Zap. But that's maybe okay. Yeah, it's a lot of investment, but essentially the idea is we PP stall out Zing Zap, Slowbro sets up a future sight. We swap to Urshifu, we have done the necessary chip with Rough Skin or Iron Barbs, so that way Surging Strikes without a boosting item can KO Togedemaru. It goes down. Swellow sees that we fast kill it with Surging Strikes. It sees that we fast kill it with Close Combat, because Surging Strikes technically doesn't count. Doug Trio sees that we fast out damage it with Surging Strikes. Ooh, yeah, no. Okay, this is why, actually, we can't take a Zing Zap. Because our HP could be low enough so that Doug Trio thinks it can kill us with Earthquake, and we don't want Doug Trio to be the one doing that. Reason being, we want Gourgeist to see that it at least out-damages us. It doesn't see the kill with Explosion, but, you know. Because we actually threaten a KO on Simipour with Close Combat, and of course we threaten a KO on Infernape with Surging Strikes. So the idea is Gourgeist comes in, and you're like, well, you're locked into Surging Strikes, that's 27%. Future Sight from Mega Slowbro does 79% into Gourgeist. So it takes an insane chunk of damage, drops it down to 21% or less, which Urshifu can then clean up with Surging Strikes. It then goes for the only thing that thinks we can't one-hit KO it, Doug Trio. But we have Surging Strikes, so we can get around Focus Sash. So we then bop, 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 down Doug Trio, then in comes Swellow, and then here's where we have to kind of start figuring shit out. That's a little more complicated. So I really like this line. I just need to figure out how to most effectively PP stall Togi without using Slowbro. Because of course Garchomp baits Iron Head. Annoyingly, the thing that is the best at bulking Iron Head is Slowbro, but we need to be Mega Slowbro in order to do enough damage with Future Sight. Yeah, and then an Urshifu swapping in on Iron Head never takes enough damage to throw off the calcs with like Dugtrio. And then it's Swellow in for either Boom Burst or Hurricane, which ideally we swap to Togedemaru to test the waters on. Reversal doesn't have a lot of PP. I don't have anyone who has pressure, do I? I can also set up Perish Song with Altaria if I want to try to be funny, but... I wonder, how many times would I have to drop this thing's speed for it to be slower than Slowbro? 3 times. Oh, Eldegoss, how I miss you. Because, like, in theory, if we were to set up a Tailwind or just drop its speed... Like... We can't use... We need an Inner Focus Mon. But Sneasler obviously takes too much damage. Dragonite, where are you? Dragonite takes a lot of damage. Yeah, that's kind of the end of the statement, isn't it? Dragonite takes a lot of damage. Who on my team has high bulk? I'm beginning to learn the harsh truth that not every problem can be solved by Future Sight. Fucked up. At what point does this Togedemaru start clicking reversal into my Togedemaru? 257 divided by 8 is 32. 257 minus 32 is 225. $193. 161. Okay, it would be after 3 ticks. Which isn't necessarily hard to pull off, right? But, like, what am I doing? I am at least burning, like, a Zing Zap or two. It's a shame my Togi's slower than theirs, because I'm like, oh, technically I could try to cut this guy's speed with Electro Web, but... I might just be working too hard to try to force a solution. Let's just assume we use Togi. Togi, spiky shields, breaks, sturdy, shows highest damage to Zing Zap. 257. We hard swap to Garchomp. Can you be faster than it? You speed tie it. I definitely don't have anything that outspeeds it and is a ground type natively. Natively outspeeds it and is a ground type, I mean. I'm gonna guess Excadrill if I were to use it with a Choice Scarf. No Life Orb. Choice Scarf. Hell, we can even lock ourselves into Bulldoze. But we are outsped by Swellow, but we can bait Boom Burst. Because as long as we pre-damage ourselves... Okay, wait, this could be good. The biggest problem I had with my original opening idea was that we baited Swellow in for Hurricane, and it's just really hard to get someone to consistently beat a guy spamming Hurricane, unless you have, like an own Tempomon, which we do not. But if we pre-damage Excadrill, we can just bait in Boom Burst. At which point... Well, Slowbro can't set up on that, now can it? Neither can Urshifu. Okay. Arcanine. Can even fast tap it, but... I think even Mega Aerodactyl doesn't outspeed. It does not. Latios could die. Armaldo actually can do some... Armaldo can be kind of funny. Can we do it with Rock Tomb? All rise for the national anthem. God, I fucking love the Puni theme. It's so fucking good. There are few songs in the world that are just like an instant hit of dopamine. Quite like listening to these little fuckers hit the kazoo. I fucked my hair up real bad doing that. It was worth it. Okay. So... Rock Tomb barely doesn't kill. I don't want to sack Tucker to fucking Doug Trio. That would make me sad. Earthquake, Night Slash, Screech, Reversal. Damn. Hold on. Ah, but Screech is... Yeah, Screech fucks things. Can Omanyte? Nah, your Spadef is a lot worse. What's Armaldo's Spadef? 1, 2... Yeah, it's higher. But we can kill with Power Gem in one tap. But we don't guarantee live. What am I fighting for? I mean, I can technically swap Togi in on a Boom Burst. Fake out for a little bit of chip damage. And then use Armaldo with Shed Shell, right? Because Togedemaru doesn't take any damage against their Togedemaru. Maisie comes in, always lives at least one Boom Burst, gets off Fake Out. I don't think Scrappy stops flinching. Yep. Just prevents Intimidate. So we Fake Out for 13%. We swap to Tucker. Hold on, let me check Boom Burst. Bypass the substitute sound. Yeah, just a spread move and doubles. Oh, hits allies. Jesus. But yeah, then all we need is Rock Tomb at level 99. And then we give you the Shit Shell. At which point, we bait in Doug Trio for Earthquake or Night Slash. Either is fine. We have the Shed Shell, so we're safe to swap out. Has Reversal, so we do probably just want to beat it with Urshifu, I think. Because do we always bait Night Slash? Yeah, definitely. Or we always at least potentially bait Night Slash. Well, 268 minus 124. Yeah, 20 is our lowest possible HP. Night Slash does more than 20 damage, fun fact. But it never goes for reversal. It's like, who's got a multi-hit move to kill this chud? Because Earthquake is non-contact. Okay, so assuming we swap in Choice Scarf or Urshifu. We technically don't need Choice Scarf. Yeah, it's safer if we do it though. And then if we have Choice Scarf, we threaten KO on Simipour, we threaten KO on Infernape. So it has to be Gourgeist in next. Could go for Power Whip, could go for Poltergeist, could go for Explosion, or could go for Destiny Bond. Now, what I'm thinking here, it's got a Culber Berry. We can probably guarantee that Urshifu always at least chose a kill to Power Whip. Dragapult, I can't quite kill with Shadow Ball. Yeah. Okay, so I guess what's the lowest damage on Night Slash is so low. And we have to give Urshifu a Choice Scarf, so we can't chance like not getting Poltergeist. Do we have anyone who can one-tap this thing? Because the nice thing is, as long as we're showing it a kill with Power Whip, it's not going to explode. Very important. And as long as we're showing it a thing, it's not going to click Destiny Bond. Very important. Gourgeist is also stupid fast. Because it's a tiny Gourgeist. Crazy that tiny Gourgeist still has 222 defense, though. Yeah, Zoroark is immune to Poltergeist. Hydro Pump, Ice Beam, Nasty Plum. Okay. Sorry, I'm looking at... Because we're using up a lot of team slots. We kind of really have to be efficient at the end here. And I'm wondering... Can Pretox or Shifu... Because I think I can definitely kill Simipour with Sceptile. Yeah, easy. But yeah, we're baiting basically everything with Thunder Punch, and that's not good enough. Okay, we're currently using 2 choice items here. I don't think there's anyone who can KO both Simipour and Infernape. Greninja? I assume it's... Oh, I was clicked onto Urshifu. I'm like, why am I seeing something with Greninja? It's because it thinks my second move slot auto crits. Electrode comes close to KOing. Oh, that's so close. Fuck off. Although, worth noting... I think you can still get hit by Poltergeist if you have a Mega Stone. Mega Stone. You can. Yeah, the fact that it outspeeds Houndoom is a problem. Oh, right, Ghost resist poison. I was about to say, the fact that Sneasler can't kill this thing with Poison Jab. No, it's just because of types. Ghost Grass, what are you weak to? I think you resist Bug, don't you? Well, you're neutral to Bug. Fire, Flying, Ice, Ghost, Dark. Especially offensive. Yeah, wait, Noivern kind of kicks this guy's ass. Yeah, okay, it needs Life Orb to do it, but like... Okay, well, hold on. How much does it do with Poltergeist if we have Life Orb? Yeah, no, we do live that. With enough HP afterwards to still kill with Air Slash. And then we're basically always baiting Ice Beam off Simipour. It's like if I could just bait Poltergeist into Zoroark. But I kind of can't. Earthquake, Night Slash. Honestly, I could give Urshifu a Jaboka Berry. Frees up a choice item. I know where I do and do not need Jaboka Berries going forward in the run, which is 0 times. Because we Jaboka Berry, break Focus Sash, and then we Aqua Jet for fast KO. Which I kind of don't hate. It also means that Urshifu has no held item, which means Gourgeist literally can't click Poltergeist. Which means it has to go for Power Whip, which means we can swap to Dragapult. I'm a thinky girl. Okay, hold on. I actually do need to, because there's a bug related to Poltergeist. If I show... So, my guy has no item. It's against a mon with power whip, poltergeist, and power whip, poltergeist, explosion, and destiny bond. I show a KO to both power whip and poltergeist, but I am by numbers raw. Do I always bait power whip in this scenario, or is there a 50% chance to get random move bug? So for context, chat, there is a bug in this game where if there are certain moves that like the AI, so even if I'm not holding an item with Urshifu, it still calcs Poltergeist's damage. Gorgeist moment, yeah, Faulty knows exactly what I'm on. Hold on. You know exactly. Oh well. Okay, it's always power whip. So essentially what happens is if it were to see a kill with Poltergeist, even though I'm not holding an item and it rolled that to be the move that it goes for, it would instead click a different move at random. So what I was wondering is like, is it able to then click Explosion or Destiny Bond? Okay, so we give her Shifu the Jaboka Berry, which then clears its item after we KO Doug Trio. Poltergeist comes in always for Power Whip. We have to pre-damage for it, but it's not too hard to do that. We swap to Dragapult, who at level 99 with a spell tag. Fast one-hit KOs with Shadow Ball. We then bait in... kind of don't really know. So I will say, the nice thing, Simipour. Ooh, I wonder... You can't kill Infernape with Surf, can you? What about with Choice Specs? Not quite. Oh, but you can kill with Draco Meteor with Choice Specs. Because my thought process is all we need is a special damage increase on Gourgeist, right? So we then kill it with Shadow Ball. We then bait in Simipour, who still sees that we 2-hit KO it with Shadow Ball. So it goes for Ice Beam, presumably. I think it can only go for Ice Beam. We swap to Sceptile, who always lives Ice Beam, and has like an Asper Berry or something. Fast kills Simipour with Leaf Storm. Baits in Infernape for what is functionally random move. We swap to Dragapult, who doesn't die to any of these. Fire Punch, Thunder Punch, U-turn. It has to hit with a move eventually. It can't set up on us. So the idea here is that with Choice Specs, Draco Meteor does 93 HP, plus 1 tick from Life Orb damage, kills Infernape. Even if it were to burn us with Fire Punch, it's a special move. We just need to confirm 51%, 44%, I think this may be a situation where we might have to sack someone if we get unlucky. Like, let me see. 310 minus 91. Oh wait, no, crit. Minus 137. Comes out to 173. Infernape comes in. Ooh, Thunder Punch could pair it though. But does Sceptile ever bait Thunder Punch? I don't think so. Highest damage for Nasty Plot. Yeah, what we could do is just pre-burn Sceptile, give it a Citrus Berry. Then we never have to worry about it. Unless we find someone else who's better at killing Simipour, and I'm sure we could probably do that, but... I appreciate your capacity to hashtag just kill this Chud, Latios, but... Okay, so yeah, we swap in Sceptile. Assuming we take non-crit Ice Beam, we always proc Citrus Berry. Assuming we take crit Ice Beam, we always proc Citrus Berry. So... Hold on, we were still calcing Pulse to make sure that it always lived, right? 173. Crit, Fire Punch. Does 160. Comes out to 13. Yeah. 310 divided by 16 is 19. Okay, so in theory, if we take an untimely crit, we might have to, like, sack a guy, but odds of that happening are pretty low. Hell, depending on its HP, we actually could probably... Nah. Yeah. All we need to do is make sure that Sceptile never baits T-Punch. And again, this is only if we were to get, like, double crit and burned, right? So, not exactly a big issue. Also, Power Whip can just, like, miss raw, so... Confirming Excadrill, or sorry, Armaldo. Always baits Earthquake, yeah, because we always take 2 Boom Bursts. Which do 39.1, yeah. Cool. I would almost sooner sack Excadrill. Just because, like, come on, Tucker deserves it. Well, okay, is there anyone else who beats Simipour a little more gracefully? Not really. Well, okay. If we're baiting Ice Beam, we could swap to Urshifu to then bait Grass Knot. Because, like, what's the lowest HP Urshifu could be in? We always have to bait at least Power Whip, so that's 206. 206 plus low roll Night Slash is 23. Minus critical hit Earthquake. $54. Maybe that doesn't do it. Yeah, we would actually, probably die to that Ice Beam. Excadrill, though. But that's... No, because we have to pre-damage Excadrill down to Boom Burst range. Which is... not very high. Technically don't need to level up Excadrill, do we? Also, hi, Zach. Thank you for your supportive lurk. Okay. Is there any Pokemon that can swap in on a guaranteed Power Whip and then kill? Actually, hold on. That's fun. In theory, if we can bait U-Turn or Thunder Punch, Excadrill can also beat up Infernape. But I don't think we have anything that beats Simipour that baits Thunder Punch. Love you, Magnus Von Grapple theme. They could never make me hate you. Okay, what if we used Arcanine with Choice Scarf? We need the utility of Dragapult being able to get both KOs. What's Pataya Berry do? Yeah. Yeah, no. I think we just have to take the risk, and then if we have to sack someone, we have to sack someone. But I don't think we'll need to. It's incredibly unlikely. Like, even if we get crit, we have to suffer some max roll crit situations. So I guess let's confirm that Sceptile, pre-burned, beating Simipour, never baits Thunder Punch from Infernape. So, little fucker. 278 divided by 4 is 69. 278 minus, or 278 divided by 16 is 17. 278 minus 17 minus 17 again. Wait, yeah. Comes out to 244 for the swap in and then the KO. And then also the critical hit Ice Beam is 246. Drops us to 2, but then we heal up by 69. We do that beforehand. Up to 6-7 HP is our lowest possible range, which does show a KO to Thunder Punch. What about if we don't take 278 divided by 16, 17. 278 minus 17 twice, minus highest roll of Ice Beam is 164. Comes out to 80, which is still within Thunder Punch range. Damn. Because I was like, ooh, we could go with one of the pinch healing berries instead. But that doesn't quite do it. I mean, this is a similar situation, right? Where it's like, if we have to sack, we just have to sack. But like, come on, there's got to be someone who beats this. But not really, right? Yeah, because you're pre-damaged. You probably just die. We could maybe Togi, depending on its HP. We could maybe with Togi. Togi's taking the 1 Boom Burst. Yeah, I think if we give Togedemaru a Citrus Berry, she could actually totally be the pivot. Let's see her lowest possible HP at 99. So 263 minus 193 brings us down to 70. 263 divided by 4 comes up to 65. So 70 plus 65 comes up to 135 against Simipour. Does 69 damage on a crit. Brings us down to 66. Max roll non-crit is 46. Okay, we have it. Well, that's only to prevent some things. This isn't even for... Well, hold on. Because, yeah, okay, then Togi's always baiting either Hydro Pump or Nasty Plot into Sceptile, who takes Hydro Pump or Nasty Plot. This means we don't need to pre-status. Which means... we're still kind of baiting random bullshit from Infernape, unfortunately, but... But we at least guarantee never bait Thunder Punch. Yeah. And then just, like, if Polt took hits in places it wasn't supposed to take them, we can sack Polt. But I don't think we're going to need to do that. Or not sack Polt, sack Zep. And if something goes horribly wrong, as long as we can do at least one Draco to Infernape, Urshifu should be able to come in and clean up with Aqua Jet. Or actually, if something goes horribly wrong, Excadrill, of all things, can clean up with high horsepower, because that has a Choice Scarf. So that's good. Okay. Level up Togi to 99. Level up Exca to 99. Level up Arma to 99. Level up Ursh to 99. Level up Holt. I'm going to get this fucking thing, so help me God. To 99. Level up Sep to 99. Let's just level up everyone to 99. Okay. So in this scenario, we don't need to pre-status Sceptile. We can give it an Asper Berry in case something somehow goes wrong. Equip Togi with a Citrus Berry. Equip Exca with Choice Scarf. Equip Arma with Shed Shell. Equip Ursh with Jaboka Berry. I'm sorry, we also need to teach Armaldo Rock Tomb. Teach Arma R Tomb. Equip Holt with Choice Specs. Equip Sep with Asper Berry. Oh, actually, can I give Sceptile an Oka Berry? Don't we have one of those? Hold on. Because actually, if we give it an Oka Berry, I think we can... using my keyboard instead of my controller right now. Like, that's one of the few damage-reducing berries we have. Sarf, Jaboka, Rolap, Mickle. Yeah, okay. Hold on. Sceptile. If you have an Oka berry. It doesn't really do a lot to prevent Fire Punch. That's fine. Because in theory, if Sceptile were to swap in on a Hydro Pump that misses or a Nasty Plot, Oka Berry shows Infernape that the move that kills is actually close combat or U-turn. Okay. Are there any other special moves we need? I don't think so. Okay. Open with opens Toge. Open with Toge. Use S shield. Swap to Exca. KO with H horsepower. That's right. We also need to horsepower is one word, right? Yeah. 3 damage Exca to Scarf, export, import. Yeah, okay, good. It is always Boom Burst. Fuck. How are they so fast? Or is it that I pushed them out of the way with the burst of air from clapping my hands? To 135. Also confirming it does in fact only have 3 moves and that this isn't like a bug. Because sometimes that happens. Yep, only the 3 moves. Typically they'll do restricted move lists for Pokemon holding choice items to make sure that they aren't easy to trick into clicking a non-effective move. So like even though Boom Burst could be non-effective, it's a scrappy Swallow. Okay. Swap to Swell. Swap to Toge. Use F out. Swap to Arma. KO with R2. Swap to Dugged. Because I guess confirming that Armaldo versus Swellow, Mineral Boom Burst is 105. 268 minus 105. Minus 105 goes down to 58. So this is lowest possible HP. Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Even in lowest, or sorry, highest possible HP, we're still potentially baiting Night Slash too, which is funny. We also need to pre-damage Urshi. Pre-damage Ursh. But we never bait Reversal. Our HP never goes that low. 268 minus, confirming that our HP never goes that low. 124. Brings us down to 20? Hold on, wait. Yeah, okay, that is barely above Reversal. Okay, so pre-damage Urshi to low roll Night Slash is 23. Plus low roll Power Whip is 206. Equals 229. Confirming Jaboka Berry always just procs in on taking damage. It doesn't actually need to, yeah, make contact or anything. If holder is hit by a physical move, the attacker loses 1/8 of its max HP. Single use. You know, it's a shame that Earthquake is one of the two move options. Otherwise, we could actually save the Jaboka Berry and just use Rocky. No, we couldn't. We specifically need Jaboka Berry to use up our item. Ooh, hold on a moment. Wait a second. We're faster than Gourgeist. We could accidentally show a KO to Infernape. What level do we have to be at to be slower than Gourgeist? 97, 96. Okay, what fight did we level up Urshifu in? The previous fight. What do we need Urshifu in for Dragon Tamer Nicholas? For Goodra. Why do we want to go to 97? To kill with close combat. Okay, let's consider this actually. What if we just bait in Infernape next? Because yeah, Urshifu needed the protective pads to guarantee that I got the KO in on Goodra. So in comes Infernape. I guess in this world, we would just want to be top roll of Thunder Punch. It's a shame that it's close combat or Thunder Punch, because I'm like, okay, if we reburn Dragapult, right? Dragapult KOs Infernape, drops its special attack by 2. Yeah, we're probably baiting Gourgeist in for Poltergeist, which makes sense. Now we're taking a lot of unnecessary damage. Oh. Okay, fighting Goodra. Body Press into Sneasler. Because Sneasler at -1 speed is barely slower than Metagross. God damn it! It's too hard to make consistent because it's very easy to get hit into Infernape range. I could beat Dugtrio with Dragonite. Dual Wing Beat gets past Focus Sash. We take very little damage. Baits in Simipour next, probably. Our defense goes to -2. It does increase our vulnerability to Poltergeist, but also it means we took no damage, so we're at full HP still. So yeah, we're always baiting in Ice Beam. 87.2, 83.8. Okay, let's explore this. Yeah, let's explore other guys who can beat up Dugtrio. They don't necessarily need to be faster, though if they have a multi-hit move. Dragonite's probably better at hitting dual wing beats than these guys. What about Salamence? Salamence is a little worse at hitting dual wing beats and is a little weaker physically. No, I think I like Dragonite. Because assuming we have a Dragonite at level 99... and we go to beat you with Sceptile. Like, we can even do the swap to Togedemaru on Ice Beam. And then bait Hydro Pump into Sceptile, and then beat you. Currently, we're using no choice items. Okay, yeah, so we do need to guarantee that it doesn't Nasty Flood on Dragonite, but let's assume we have pre-damage Dragonite to be 272. Or rather, 260. So at 260, if we go to -2 defense and we're holding an item, we don't show a KO to Poltergeist. Now let's see if we instead swap in... Ooh, but if we swap it on Night Slash, then it gets fucky. It's a shame I don't have anyone in my box with, like... Oh, wait, hold on. Barraskewda goes kind of crazy. It's a shame Barraskewda dies to crit Earthquake. So I'm like, oh yeah, this guy could do crazy damage, even flip turn out. Okay, so assuming, even if we're at full HP, if we come in on a, not even a non-crit Night Slash into Shriek. One thing to note is that AI always calcs with Poltergeist for switch in, even if you're not holding an item. Though, I mean, no, we don't do it. We'd need to be faster anyways. Can we just pre-plan? Not really. Okay, let's go back to the Jaboka Berry line. Let's assume we use Urshifu, and we do just try to guarantee get Infernape in. Close combat, or Fire Punch, or Thunder Punch. Doesn't matter which. We swap to... I mean, a sufficiently fast Salamence does always KO. It would cost us our second choice item. Because, yeah, if we have +1 speed from Choice Scarf. I could also try and recalc Nicholas around Urshifu actually baiting Metagross in after killing Hoodra, which I don't think is the worst thing on the planet. It'd be kind of weird, but I don't think... Like, yeah, because we could guarantee get Greninja in on it and then kill with Dark Pulse. Genuinely might be an upgrade. I think I might just need to have to take some time on my own to, like, maybe recook that line and then just under-level Urshifu once or twice. And I should then be able to do this fine. Fine. Yeah. Fine. I got my no Iron Ball blues. My NIB blues. Well, okay, what if we used Jaboca Berry Torterra with Giga Drain? I do believe that kills. Hold on. 200 divided by 8 is 25. 200 minus 25 comes out to 175. Lowest damage on Giga Drain is 76. And then, instead of baiting in Goregeist... Well, hold on, because we would take... It would be at 200 HP. I think it could still totally go for Screech, but I think that's fine. Because even if our defense goes to -2... Yeah. So we're baiting in Simipour for Ice Beam. Because, yeah, no matter what move we come in on, we take, say, an Earthquake. Yeah. Okay. Ooh, actually, we threaten Simipour with a one-hit KO with Woodhammer, which prevents it from clicking Nasty Plot. So it has to go for Ice Beam, which is free swap to Toge, free swap to Sceptile, Sceptile KOs Simipour. Probably baits in Goregeist, though. I feel so very close. Oh, Hisuian Electrode, if only you could one-hit KO with Choice Specs Volt Switch. But alas... Oh, you already have Magneton. No, he's a doomed prospect. Completely improbable. Yeah, and we can't, like, pre-poison... Yeah, because the worry here is if we get frozen by Ice Beam, we can't really do much. But I mean... Latios, do you outspeed? You do outspeed. That's actually interesting. Wait. Latios comes in on a Hydro Pump. KOs with Dragon Fang Draco Meteor. Special attack goes down by 2. Okay, no. Goregeist would see a slow KO, probably. Well... Goregeist slow out damages. Infernape fast out damages. No, it doesn't. Well, no, if we've taken any amount of damage, all we have to do is pre-damage a little bit. I think we could maybe guarantee it comes in and clicks U-turn. Which means we could swap to Dragapult on U-turn? Which is odd. But... Or hell, Zoroark, could you live U-turn? Zoroark totally lives U-turn, wait. Zoroark swaps in on U-turn. It pivots to Goregeist. Fast KOs Goregeist with Shadow Ball. Oh, Zoroark, can you learn anything that kills an Infernape? Probably not. Icy Wind. Yeah, nothing. No Surf. But you bait Fire Punch or Thunder Punch, which are both safe swaps for Latios, but Latios is slower. So Latios couldn't come in to get the KO. Yeah. And we can't do Holt because we run into issues. I'm gonna take a breather, chat. We've tried really hard, and we went on for almost an hour longer than we normally do recently. I want to get back to doing regular 4-hour streams. Look, it's run and bun. It takes a lot out of me. But thank you all so much for hanging out. It's been really nice having such a heavily populated calc stream. And what I'm seeing is Honey Garlic Fish Bones is currently live. So is, yeah. It takes out the fun. What takes out the fun? What? Honey Garlic Fish Bones. Hold on. Yeah. Thankfully, I'm also going to have some time to do these calcs on my own. Like, you guys aren't going to have to sit here for all of these. I think I have a pretty easy path to recook DTN. And then after that, it's free? It's not free. Shut up. Run a bun it takes. Yeah, and then I think once I get that figured out, I can come back here, recook Triathlete Kyra, and then actually do the version of it that has her Shifu at a level to make the line work. But that's later. That's later, and this is now. Friends, I would like to thank you so much for joining me. Next stream is tomorrow evening in the usual spot. With any luck, we might be able to run 1 or 2 of these fights. I don't know. But until then, I would like to thank you so much for joining me. I have been April. She has been May. You have all been incredible. Click that link at the top of chat to join the Discord. We're going to be running the finale soon. Going to be sending you all off to Honey Garlic Fish Bones, who's doing I don't even know what. Have a good night, folks. I'm fucking up my outro. Sending out the raid. Later, y'all.